You're watching RTV News with me, Jane Mutoni. During the inauguration of the new Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Byumba, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente praised the cooperation of the Catholic Church and the government on different initiatives. At a time when wearing a face mask is no longer mandatory, the health experts commend the government's efforts in preventing the spread of the COVID-19. A very warm welcome to the news. In details now, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente, who attended the inauguration of the new Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Byumba, Musengamana Papias, praised the cooperation of the Catholic Church and the government on different initiatives, adding that it should continue to be strengthened. Martina Abera reports.
At the ceremony, which was attended by a large number of Christians, theologians from different countries, and other leaders at various levels, the new Bishop of the Diocese of Byumba, Musengamana Papias, was given the gospel as a symbol of the ministry that he must constantly uphold, the ring as his covenant with the Church, a mitre hat to remind him of the zeal he must have for the cause of justice, and the shepherd's staff that signifies his duty to lead the Church entrusted to him. Bishop Musengamana thanked His Holiness Pope Francis, who trusted him and gave him a pastoral staff, and his predecessor, Bishop Servilien Zakamwita, saying his priority is to spread love and work well with those he has found in different positions.
I would like to say a few words to the different bishops and Christians that are here today. I know you will pray for me every day, but I want you to know that we'll do the same or even do more because each and every one of you is in my heart.
Bishop Servilien Zakamwita, who headed the Diocese of Byumba for 26 years, also thanked all who supported him, including President Paul Kagame.
As I say goodbye to you all, I also take this opportunity to thank you for coexisting with me in peace. You really helped me to fulfill my duties, which weren't an easy task, even after the genocide against the Tutsi. Through the time of infiltrators, the days where we were poor, through prejudice, and the fear that was evident in everyone's eyes, it was not easy at all. However, the Lord was on our side and did not leave us. He helped us to gather His people and give them hope. Most importantly, I thank His Excellency President Paul Kagame. Be it him or the people that work with him, we truly work together well, and they helped us to have security.
The Archbishop of Kigali, Cardinal Antoine Kambanda, who presided over the ceremony, noted that the partnership with the government enables the Church to carry out its mission.
We really appreciate the assistance from the government because it helps out carry our missions as a church while contributing to the development of our society through being a beacon of hope and happiness.
The Prime Minister of Rwanda, Dr. Edouard Ngirente, who was representing the President of the Republic at the ceremony, said that the appointment of Bishop Musengamana was a testament to his ability and strength that the Pope saw in him, and urged the Church to work with the governments to find a solution to some of the problems that remain.
We as the government believe that there are actions that need to be taken. The youth are our children and are still growing, but who still need so much more. In this area is where we believe the Catholic Church will play a role in helping these children to grow up well. We know there is an issue of stunted growth, children who are on the streets, youth who are involved in alcohol and drugs, and it is something we want to get rid of. We know the Catholic Church can help us to tackle these issues as well as problems associated with education.
Bishop Papias Musengamana has been ordained Bishop of the Diocese of Byumba after 25 years as a priest. He is entering this position after 4 years of being in charge of Nyakibanda Seminary. He was born in Byimana in Ruhango district in 1967. He becomes the third bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Byumba in 41 years. Martina Abera, RTV News.
Health experts point out that Rwanda's response to the COVID-19 pandemic is a product of the government's efforts to make it easier to prevent the spread of the virus. Now, this comes at a time when wearing a face mask is no longer mandatory. Innocent Mugabo has this report.
In different parts of Kigali city, traffic is as usual, though this time around, some people are wearing face masks and some are not. I'm still wearing it because I'm protecting myself, and they told us to wear them whenever we are in a crowded place, and I am also preparing to go to a meeting. This pandemic is unpredictable. I haven't also felt like stopping wearing the face mask. I'm used to it, to the extent that whenever I'm leaving home, I always feel like I have forgotten something. One of the decisions taken at the cabinet meeting on Friday was that wearing a face mask is no longer mandatory. However, people were also encouraged to wear face masks when they are in a closed and crowded place, a decision that people find important. It was good for us because we also wore it because we were threatened by the COVID-19 pandemic. We are now happy because we were often bothered by the punishments of not wearing it. We are glad that we can now move freely without it. Health expert Gasherebuka Jean Bosco, who has also worked with the World Health Organization here in Rwanda, stresses that the government's measures that include the fact that wearing a face mask is no longer mandatory is a good result of the right decisions that the government has taken to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a very good sign. When the government takes such a decision, we all know the role the face mask has played in this pandemic. So this gives hope that the pandemic is about to end. And all this is due to the good measures taken by the country and its citizens. We have spent some time without having any serious COVID-19 cases. And it has been almost a month without hospitalized patients, which means that the pandemic is becoming less severe, which is a good thing. Gasherebuka also argues that the decision should not be a reason for people to become reluctant with other measures, but rather should continue to adhere to them as required by the government. We should adhere to all other measures regardless of the fact that face masks are no longer mandatory. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't wear it even in a crowded place. Let's try to wear it without anyone having to tell you to. The second thing is that the vaccine has also helped a lot. The government of Rwanda is calling on all people to make sure that they are fully vaccinated to be able to access venues where many people gather and use public transportation. Innocent Mugabo, RTV News.
Thank you, Innocent, for that report. Now, the RPF Inhotanyi Women's League in the Northern Province has started a campaign against stunting and malnutrition. This campaign started at Musanze district that ranks high in having a large number of stunted children in the Northern Province. Ghislaine Mugwaneza has this report.
Chimonyi sector residents in Musanze district were taught about causes of child stunting and what a parent should consider until the child grows up. Some of the parents that have stunted children have noted what they learned from the campaign. We know that we did not leave behind what they taught us. We should put in action what they taught us and fight malnutrition. What I can say is that these hands they have given to us will help us a lot. We are also going to fight so that when they are back in the next month, they will see a visible change. The president of RPF Inhotanyi Women's League in Musanze district, Eugenie Nsengimana, has said that they will keep caring for stunted children in Musanze until they get better. We granted hens to 20 families, and each family got 3 hens that will provide eggs, and we are still with them. They are in the sector's responsibility. They are in our responsibility as RPF Inhotanyi Women's League in this sector. So we won't go far from them, but we shall stay near them. That is why we urge them to attend the village kitchen. We shall keep doing follow-up and teach them more often. Musanze district has 45.4% of the stunted children, and it is the highest in northern province, which is why the campaign against stunting and malnutrition started from this district.
Murumva ko akarere ka Musanze kari hejuru cyane.
You understand that Musanze district has high number of stunted children, yet it is considered as the food store of the country. We are ashamed and not happy of having the highest percentage. We expect that this campaign will teach a family to care for the child, and that after this month, all children that are affected by malnutrition will be in a green color, and we shall work with government officials and families and eradicate child stunting.
Nacyo dushaka kukirandura tukagishyira ku iherezo.
The campaign against malnutrition and child stunting in Northern Province is under the theme entitled Kura Ujejuru Kibondo, and the campaign is expected to last for a month. Stunted children under 5 years in Kimonyi sector were granted hands and got tested diseases caused by malnutrition. Ghislaine Mugwaneza, RTV News.
A street in Paris has been named after the late Aminata Birara, who played an important role in the effort made by the Tutsi at Bisesero to fight off the killers during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi here in Rwanda. The Ibuka branch in France has noted on the significance of this development. Take a look.
Rwandan diplomats in France have also observed that the renaming of the street in honor of the courage of the Tutsi of Bisesero is a very important and powerful statement.
We want more streets and memorials of remembrance to be established because it helps to preserve that history and for younger generations to learn about it. That way our history will not just fade with time. The history of the genocide against the Tutsi.
Such memorials will also help to fight those who negate and even deny the genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi. It is important that the history of the genocide against the Tutsi is written on their streets so that it can help us to fight those who may seek to negate the genocide or teach the French, especially their young people. Walking down the street, they will wonder who Amida Birara was, seeing that it is not a French name, and that will prompt them to do their own research, reading books and learn of our history of the genocide against the Tutsi. Marcel Harerimana, the son of the late Amida Birara, who was also present for the renaming of the street, stated that the fact of the heroism of people like his father being known abroad should encourage today's young people in Rwanda to also strive for patriotism and heroism for the sake of a brighter future. The street becomes the third memorial in Paris of the genocide against the Tutsi and the 11th in the entire country of France.
Well, there you have it. On behalf of the entire news production team, thank you so much for your company. I'm Jane Mutoni. Have a great weekend.